All right, so here was my play. When I found out that my mom and Jeff Kuhn were involved in the gang stalking and targeting and terrorizing of my life and everything going on, the termination, the PPOs, like that, they're near dead center of it, I chose to, rather than confront them and react, I knew I wasn't going to get a confession. I was going to play dumb, none the wiser, and just lie in wait and kind of cook them and get evidence and information and be in a position where they weren't, on edge. They weren't thinking that I knew anything, so they would make mistakes. Now, I made a major blunder. I blew it. On July 12th, 2021, I accidentally sent a text that I meant to send to Grace to my mom. And the text that I sent, I'm basically laughing at Jeff Kuhn and my mom, saying they're so dumb. They don't realize I know that they're involved, blah, blah, blah. I sent that to my mom on accident. So the cat was out of the bag, right? Like at that point, that kind of period of gathering intel, it's over. So the dynamic shifted 180. Prior to this blunder, my mom and Kuhn, like, they were oddly invested and interested and being nicer to me, like allowing me to be around Bella more. Like, obviously Kuhn still had his, had his ways, but they were very inquisitive. Like, what's going on? What's your lawyer saying? What's this, the status of this? Like, and, I fed into it originally, like before I found out that they were involved, and they were basically informants. Like, they were extracting information, and like, that was what they were doing with it. But I originally, I was like so fucked up about this whole thing. It was so unbelievable and unfathomable. I couldn't even wrap my head around it, or like try explaining it. Still to this day, people are like, you're crazy, like you're on another planet. I understand that it sounds surreal and that it's a mind fuck, but my mom, for the first time ever in my life, was like engaging with me, and she was totally supporting it, like validating everything I was saying. She was like the only one at that point in the beginning who wasn't like skeptical or looking at me sideways when I would try to be like, this is happening, this is blah blah blah. Like so I mean, I've wanted my mom to give a fuck my whole life. I've always wondered, obviously there's no child that doesn't want a relationship with their parent, not an abusive one, but like their parent to shape up and actually be a good parent. But I fed into that, but I realized that they were just plain informant, and anything I was feeding them was going out and being used against me. So I actually started using that to my favor once I figured out that they were the ops. I started planting and seeding them with certain information intentionally, like, with strategy. We're playing chess here. Anyway, so, I mean, once I blew my cover, the dynamic entirely shifted. It was like, all right, we're going to war now. So I started pulling out, some of the things that I had gathered and the evidence I had compiled during that recon period, and hitting her with them to generate these conversations where she's just lying. Like, I know the truth already, so I know she's gonna lie, so I'm going to get her lying so that I can show people, because I know it's already an uphill battle. Like, people are going to have a hard time believing it, and I know that they put on a total false face and mask to the public and their teachers, their middle school teachers that everyone knows. So that profession, by its own virtue, is widely considered to be
held by people that have, like, good character, like, given it's a noble career field, more so than maybe people think of. Well, okay, lawyers. Everybody hates lawyers. I hate lawyers. But yeah, so I'm going to share a select few of those, and this is just the precursor.